Well, joining us now is former FEMA Director Michael Brown. It's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
All right. Well, you've been through this before. You know the drill. But Miami-Dade County, at this point, says they're holding off on mandatory evacuations. And this seems to me like a dangerous move by the mayor. Houston's mayor criticized for not putting in place mandatory evacuations. What do you say?
Well, I think this whole idea of calling for a mandatory evacuation is something that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. And so I think the mayors have to take into consideration what the National Hurricane Center is saying about the cone of probability. And based upon that, they should at this stage, now this may change in 24 hours or 48 hours, but right now they should be warning people that an evacuation is probable. And if you have the chance to leave now, you have, if you can get up into Georgia or wherever you need to go to see friends or relatives, then you ought to do that. And save the mandatory evacuation until you get closer to the cone of probability where because sometimes it might be better for people in certain parts of Florida to go south than it would to go north. And so that's why you have to wait, I would say, at least another 24 hours or maybe 36 hours before you make that final decision about a mandatory evacuation. Again, because it depends on where it hits. Some people may need to go south, other people may need to go north.
And we should say there's another hurricane developing in the Gulf as well, right behind Irma. But staying with Irma, it's showing up on seismometers that measure earthquakes. Does that worry you?
No, that's something that almost every hurricane will do that at one time or another, simply because you have all of the movement of water. Those seismographic devices are, particularly those out in the ocean, are below the seabed, and occasionally those storms will stir up enough water that it might detect a little bit of movement. But I think that's being overhyped a little bit. Is this storm a big storm? Absolutely. But I wouldn't pay much attention to the seismographs.
Oh, well, that's why we have you on the show. Former FEMA Director Michael Brown, thank you.